got all kinds of good stuff. If you don't want it, please just return it to the back of the room. And if you do have any trash, put them in recycling or the trash can, okay? So we have kind of flip the room pretty quick. And, these drinks, by the way, are made with Diamond Reserve, who's sponsoring the show today. So let's hear it for Diamond.
Let's go Diamond Reserve.
Okay. Now, who wants to know a little bit more about Dr. Cush? Raise your hand. Good. All right, good. Dr. Cush has won several bartending awards and has taught mixology for over 10 years. He started when he was 11. Cush followed his personal passion and left his job as head of beverage for a large LA-based bar company, who shall remain nameless.
Circa 93.
There you go.
Don't support.
He left them and started his own show, Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, on YouTube. He now invites the world to his virtual bar 3 nights a week to discuss history, techniques, and recipes. And now to share 25 mysteries of the home bartender, please give it up for Mr. Scott Cushman.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tiki Lee. I'm gonna be down here. Can everybody see me? Is this cool? I can't. I won't stand behind the podium. It just my legs hurt, I guess. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am, of course, Dr. Cush. Today, I have taken on an impossible task. We are going to try and fit in 25 different secrets that I have learned over many, many years of running bars. Once those bars closed, I didn't know what to do. I had all this stupid knowledge just rattling around in my brain, and I had to translate it somehow. So I opened up a little bar that we go live from 3 nights a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and I figured with all of this knowledge, we're gonna push this on to you guys. So this is all stuff that I know from running these bars that I now have translated into small bars. So hopefully this is gonna help you guys out a ton. Let's get into it. So this is quick announcement for everybody. I changed it to the 25 secrets of the home bartender. It just made more sense to say secrets instead of mysteries for this whole thing. Presented by Dr. Cush. Who watches the show? Anybody watch the show? Yeah. The rest of you might be a little confused by this next bit. It's also written by Kyle. So Kyle also helped out with this. Kyle is my bar back. I met him while he was walking dogs about 5 or 6 years ago. He needed a job, and so I got Kyle a job as my bar back, and he wanted to help out with this. So he's gonna be doing a lot of the demonstrations for how we're doing this. So let's get in. Let's hear it for Diamond Reserve one more time. The drinks that we have coming out, Diamond Reserve, well done, guys. These guys are spectacular. Who am I? Tiki Lee already said it. Dr. Cush, 20-year bartender, 15 so years teaching this stuff. I used to host a show on the Hungry Channel called Mixed Cocktail Hour with my good friend Tammy, and now we do stuff on YouTube. I was also a comedian. I wrote a television show, nobody's ever heard of it, called Battleground. We were the first TV show ever on Hulu. So now that you guys all have 1,000 subscriptions, you're welcome. That was partly my fault. I was also almost a professional juggler at one point. So yeah, I was accepted into the final class at Clown College, Barnum and Bailey's Clown College. And then my mom said, "Stop it, shut up, you're not doing that." She said, "Go be a bartender instead," which about the same. And, and this is Kyle, yeah, So Kyle, I gave Kyle the presentation right before this whole thing started, and Kyle put his little flair into this. So hopefully we can get through this. All right, what's a secret? What is the secret? What are we talking about when we're talking about secrets? These are tips and tricks that I have taken from all of my years of being a bartender, high volume, which it's so much easier to be a high volume bartender because you can make things in larger stuff. You can order a whole case of limes, and those limes won't go bad, as opposed to a home bartender. You go to the store every day to buy a lime. No, that's insane. So we have found ways to get that going. Adding any of these tricks should greatly improve all of your stuff. Who else has taken a bartender seminar this week? You guys taking any other bartender seminars? You guys are going to recognize some of this stuff. We're going to get a little, we're going to go a little surface level for some of it, but we're going to get deeper than some of the other ones did. So what isn't a secret? Stuff you should all know, right? Clean your bar. That's not a secret. Clean your bar. Filthy. Disgusting. If it's got juice in it, you're going to shake it. If it doesn't have juice in it, you're going to stir it. That's not a secret. And then, do not under any circumstance quit your lucrative bar job to open up a home bar on the internet. Under any circumstance, no matter how much fun that sounds like, under no circumstance should you do that. That should not be a secret, but unfortunately, one of us in this room did not know that secret moments ago. All right, so this is part one. These are the basics. This is stuff you can literally do by the time you get home. So no extra equipment needed, nothing to get this done. Professional bartenders do all this kind of stuff. So let's get into it. First of all, who's taken one of my seminars before? This is what I talk about a lot. There are only 7 cocktails. So once you understand how a cocktail is built, then you can build everything. There's only, let's tell you what they are. There's the old-fashioned, bitters, booze, and sugar. There's the Martinez, which is like the martini, the Manhattan. That's bitters, booze, and fortified wine. There's the daiquiri. That's citrus, booze, and sugar. There's the daisy, citrus, booze, and liqueur. Anybody know the most famous daisy here at Tiki Oasis? It's the Mai Tai. That's exactly right. One of the most famous daisies of all time. Anybody know the most famous daisy of all time? The margarita, obviously. The margarita, number one. Actually, daisy is Spanish, or a margarita is Spanish for daisy. Highball, that's booze and mixers. That's where a lot of these things fall in. A flip, booze and dairy. Punch, sweet, sour, booze, water, and spice. Most tiki drinks are going to be a punch. We did a whole seminar last year on punches. 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, 3 of strong, 4 of weak, and a little spice to make it nice. You got yourself a punch. There we go. And then, of course, here's Kyle. He wanted to show you 7. Okay. Okay, this is the first one. So this one took me a while to get because in bars, we always did our syrups 1-to-1. It's super easy. You put sugar into a bottle, you shake it up a little bit, you have simple syrup. For home bartenders, that becomes an issue because sugar will start to react with everything around. So you'll start to get mold, right? So if you aren't making hundreds of drinks a night or even 50 drinks a night or even 10 drinks a night, your simple syrup isn't going to last. There's a really cool thing about sugar though. Sugar is a preservative. So if you put something into sugar, that will preserve it. So why not put more sugar into your sugar syrup? It's already there. All of your simple syrups at your place should be 2-to-1. Now, I know other people have said this I've sat through every single bartending seminar here. Some people disagree with me. That's fine. We're good. You guys are here in my seminar, so I have the microphone now. Yes, you will have to go through and adjust some of your recipes, but it's your bar now, right? You don't have to worry about training a bar back who's coming in with their idea of how this works. Every single sugar should be 2-to-1. If you make simple syrup, you got about 2 weeks. 2 weeks before that simple syrup goes bad. You put 2-to-1 in there, you got about 3 months. If you, we have a little bit more, but 2-to-1 right there, always. For a home bartender, always. It almost becomes shelf stable for about a month. You can almost keep it on your bar. So 2-to-1 every single time. And here's, of course, Kyle showing us that there's sugar. Sugar goes into water. So thank you, Kyle, for all of your help. Okay. Bars make syrups differently than home bartenders. Home bartenders, how do you make simple syrup? Or how do you make a fruit simple syrup? You put some sugar, some water, you heat it up, you put some berries in there, you sort of leach all that berry out. The problem with that is you're starting to change the structure of the berry. No bueno, no bueno. It doesn't taste like the strawberry anymore. It starts to leach out other flavors. You don't want that. Home bartenders should start to embrace something called oleo sacrum. It's incredibly simple. Oleo sacrum means sugar oil. If you slice all of your berries nice and thin, or blueberries, cut them in half, throw them into a jar, equal parts weight and sugar, and let them sit for about an hour. All of that sugar will start to pull out all of that berry, so it tastes like a big, fresh berry. You can even add a little bit more sugar to make it more shelf stable, but you'll get all of that big berry flavor. I actually brought in, on the show this week, we have been making all of these things. So at the end of this, if you guys want to come up and taste my berry syrup, this is just strawberry syrup. All we did was we took those sliced strawberries, threw them equal parts with the sugar. All of that oleosaccharum came out, and then the whole idea with any of this stuff is you don't flavor the water, right? When you're boiling the water and you're boiling the sugar, you're flavoring the water when you throw those berries in there. That's not what we want. We want to make the flavor first, and then we want to water the flavor. So any way that you can get all of that big oil out, all of those big flavors out without any heat, that's the idea. Cool? Cool. Good. We're on step 3. We have 25 of these, so we're going to have to speed through some of it. Okay. Of course, there's Kyle. In case you didn't know what a raspberry or a strawberry was, Kyle will let you know. It's right there. So thank you, Kyle, for all of your contribution to this situation. Okay. So this is my any berry syrup. 1 part chopped berries, 1 part sugar. That's going to all be by weight. So just get yourself a little kitchen scale. Let masticate completely. Mastication, I think a lot of us think of mastication as chewing. Mastication is just the destruction of the inner little nodules. I don't know what they're called. What am I, a scientist? The little capsules that have all the flavor. Let that go, filter, and then you put in a 1/2 part of water. That's going to give you a 2-to-1 simple syrup, right? Because you're just adding the water and then the oleosaccharum. So you're watering the flavor, not flavoring the water. Professional bartenders make herb syrup different than you. What do we do with herb syrup? The exact same thing, right? We heat up that water, we heat up that sugar, we throw some herbs in there. What you're getting there is you're getting a ton of chlorophyll. So your herb syrup starts to taste really woody and it starts to taste really planty. That's not the part of the mint simple syrup or the basil simple syrup that you're looking for. There's a super simple technique that restaurants use all the time called blanching. Anybody know blanching? You take a little bit of your herb, you shove it into some hot water, let it sit there for about 15-20 seconds. You pull that out and you shock it. You throw it into some ice water. That's going to stop all of the chemical processes from happening. So you're going to freeze that herb in time, and then you throw that herb right into a blender with some sugar, some water, blend that up, and you're going to filter that out. We made some basil simple syrup this week as well. This is how it turned out. It looks so green and lovely. Like instead of there's no browning going through it. So if you guys want to taste this afterwards, bring up your Dr. Cush. The Dr. Cush stuff was given to us by all the Cushies raised their hand that brought in the glasses. There we go. These guys all contributed the glasses. So thank you to them. The Cushies are the greatest group of humans that there are. So the rule is, you got to blanch, shock, and blend. Blanch, shock, and blend. You have to stop that process of the heat from leaching into your syrups, because that is going to really throw you for a loop, and it's not going to be any good for you. How are we doing? Oh gosh, okay. Oh, and there's of course Kyle, who has fallen in love with a mint plant or something. I don't know exactly what Kyle is up to, but so there you go. So this is my any herbs simple syrup. Handful of herbs, really just a sprig of herb. Shove it into that water. Freeze it, shock it. 2-to-1 simple syrup, blend, and strain it, and you will be solid and ready to go. Okay. Here we go. Saline is bartender butter. You ever been to a restaurant? You know exactly what they put into their meal. You go home, you make the meal, and you're like, this doesn't taste anything like that. It's because the restaurant does not care if you live or die. I don't know, but they don't care if you live or die. You paid your meal, you tipped, you're good. They don't care about any of that stuff. So they're going to ply you with butter. They just see you as a big pig ready for roast. They're going to put as much butter into you as you can, because butter is delicious. I think if we were all serious with ourselves, butter might be everybody's favorite food. So what do we have for that with bartending? Very simple, saline solution. Not stuff for your contacts for all my visually impaired, but just some salt water. A dash or 2 of salt water. Your drink should never taste salty, but when you mix all that stuff together, it gets a little muddled. All that salt is going to do is start to bring up all of those big flavors. So in every single drink, I don't care if it's a Manhattan, I don't care if it is what you guys are drinking right now, which is called the unleaded corn syrup. It's a corn and oil, but we did it a little differently. I don't care what it is. Salt in everything. 1 dash, 2 dashes, all you need, because all that's going to do, it's not supposed to salt it, it's supposed to bring up flavors. So when bars are making their syrups, when they're making their everything, they always put a dash of salt in everything. So make sure that you guys are doing that too. It's going to greatly improve all the flavors. So all drink tastes better with a bit of saline, and this is the wrong way to do it. I just wanted to see this right here is not how much salt you should be putting in there. I don't think Kyle exactly understood what was happening. Yeah, poor Kyle. He just doesn't know what the deal is. Okay. This is bitter truth. As you're starting off on your home bartender journey, I wish you well. This is what it ends up being. You end up speaking at Tiki Oasis at some point. I think that's the whole the story of this. The first thing I always tell everybody to buy, like, what should I get? What should I get? Should I get some Benedictine? I feel like I'm a Benedictine guy. Should I get some cherry hearing? Yes, I'm a cherry hearing guy. I'm going to change everything for cherry hearing. Stop it. No, bitters. So bitters is a weird word because bitter makes you think of that caca face. Like, oh, I'm a little bitter. Cocktail bitters is misnamed. Cocktail bitters should just be called cocktail flavoring. Right? There are so many great flavors of cocktail bitters now. 2 dashes in a drink can make one drink into a whole different drink. And what's cool about that, there's a great website called Kindred Cocktails. Anybody know Kindred Cocktails? Kindred Cocktails, one of the greatest. And why? Because there is no database for who created cocktails. Kindred Cocktails is the closest thing we have. So you make an old fashioned, but you decide, you know what? I don't want to do Angostura bitters. I'm going to do some black walnut bitters in here. Run to Kindred Cocktails, see if anybody else has done it. Put your name on it. Absolutely. This is the Lori, and I'm ready to go. And this is that's the way to go. Make sure that your bar is stocked with some interesting bitters. They are basically forever. They never go away. I have been trying my best to kill some bottles of bitters in my house. It's like they're replenishing. I don't know how it's working, but they last forever because you're only doing them in 2 or 3 dashes. 2 or 3 dashes is enough to absolutely change the flavor of your cocktail. And here's Kyle with his babies. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, we'll skip that one. That one didn't work. Okay, acid everywhere, acid everywhere. Anybody, my very good friend Craig last night gave me a lime Skittle, a green Skittle. Anybody have a green Skittle before? You guys know what a green Skittle tastes like? What does it taste like? It tastes like lime. But when you are eating a green Skittle, you aren't making the same face that you make when you eat a lime. Because lime has a flavor, right? It's not just all big citruses. It's not all just, we'll explain. Oh, first of all, real quick, we're going to stop this whole thing. This right here is the Punch Bunch. And if you guys, I am telling you, if you guys have had a single drink this whole weekend, it came through the Punch Bunch. These guys are the heart and soul of Tiki Oasis. And one person that never gets enough credit because she never delivers the drinks is Lori, and she's sitting right there. So if we could all just say thank you, Lori, on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Lori! She is the queen of the Punch Bunch. She is back there. She's like at a battle station. You hear, you hear, you hear. It's like we're going to war, but with drinks. It's a way better war than we ever fight.
We'll do that again. She's in the marketplace.
Oh no, we'll do it again. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna record it real quick. We're gonna do thank you, Lori, again. Ready? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Lori! There we go. Good. She is the best. Greg also is helping. Greg pops out here every once in a while. When we see Greg, we'll cheer for Greg too. Acid everywhere. Okay, so a lime has a flavor. It's not just sour. It's not just sour. So why are we only souring everything with limes? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Why does every single drink then have to have lime in there? Every drink should have maybe every sour drink should have maybe some citric acid, maybe some malic acid, some sucritic acid, all of those big acids, they should have those in there. But we don't need it always to come from limes and lemons. We have at our disposal stuff like powdered citric acid. So if we can start taking juices that we love, things like pomegranate, things like passion fruit, all that stuff, and start adjusting our acids, all you need to know is it's got to go to 6%. How do you know it's 6%? Well, they make all kinds of fun things to do. So this right here is a pH meter. All you got to do, grab a pH meter and match whatever juice you're putting in there. Add some citric acid, some malic acid, until you get it at the same acidity level as lime. It opens up so many cool doors for you because now every drink doesn't have to taste like lime. You start tasting tiki drinks. I believe Kyle called it tiki brown or some tiki gray maybe, where every tiki drink starts to taste the same because it is a lot of the same stuff, because lime is in basically everything. We don't need lime because we can acid adjust all of these juices. It will also help as a preservative. The citric acid is a preservative. So you guys, figure it out. From there, I just looked at the clock. I'm running low. There's, of course, Kyle pouring acid into his eye. That's not the way to do it. Okay, so we got, those are basic. You guys can do that instantly, right? You go home, you already have 1-to-1 simple syrup, put in another part of simple syrup or sugar, and you are good to go. But this is where I ran into all of my problems, was preserving my ingredients. I would make a hibiscus syrup, and within 2 days, I'm not drinking enough hibiscus drinks in the day. I mean, I look like I do, but I'm not. So preserving, finding ways to keep stuff around. Obviously, bar serves over 500 drinks a night. You might, if you got a lot of friends, 20 drinks. I mean, 20 drinks, right? But that's a lot of drinks. So those, I don't have that many friends either, so you and I can hang out. Actually, why don't you and I hang out afterwards? You and I will drink 10 drinks apiece. Okay, Everclear. Everclear, not just for blackouts anymore. Everclear, high-proof vodka, big-proof rum, all of that stuff. Nothing can live inside of Everclear. It just can't. You can't drink Everclear and ever be the same kind of person again. So fortification. Just adding a little bit. It won't even change the flavor. If you have a liter bottle of a syrup and you put in 1 tablespoon of an overproof vodka, an overproof rum, or the beast, Everclear, you will be in a good spot. That will probably double or triple the amount of time that your stuff will stick around. So this is the key to keeping all of your non-alcoholic versions of these drinks from spoiling too quickly. And if you're already doing 2-to-1 on these syrups, you're going from 3 months to 6 months to 9 months, keeping that stuff around because you spent some time on that syrup, right? And you don't want to go through your strawberry syrup period, use all of that, and then months later, I want one more strawberry drink. I got to make that whole thing. There's no bueno. It's not good for a home bar. So fortification, 2-to-1, and then fortify. It doesn't take much. 1 tablespoon per about a liter, maybe 2 tablespoons per liter will keep it going, but just 1 will be fine. Here's, of course, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle was, the bar was not cleaned that day, I'll tell you that much. Okay, this is where we're going to get controversial. Fresh citrus isn't always the best. I know that everybody will tell you absolutely squeeze your lime. I will say absolutely do not squeeze your lime. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy, and I'm sure they're a lovely company, Peregrine lime juice. I'm not saying go out and buy a finest call. I'm not saying to go out and buy those. Something called pseudo juice. I found it a little while ago and I love it. About 4 years ago, a dude out in Kentucky named Nickel Morris, a great bartender, one of our best, was making this stuff called super juice. He was taking the outside of that lime. We talked about how lime has a flavor. The inside of a lime has almost none of that lime flavor. It's all the outside. So if you smell a lime, it'll smell like Skittles candy. It has all that flavor. So if you are making, he started making super juice, where he would make this stuff called oleocitrate. So not sugar oil, but acid oil. He would get all of that stuff inside of the lime peels by either using a vacuum bag or just muddling it in a jar. Get all of those oils out the same way we did with the strawberries. And then he would add juice back into it, the lime juice that he squeezed, and then some water. And that's great. It saved it for about 2 months, right? 2 months. Well, the bartenders online, all the boys and I got together and we started playing around with this whole thing. And we now have a thing called pseudo juice. No real juice in it at all. It is completely shelf stable. So I literally keep my lime juice on my bar. Doesn't have to go in the refrigerator. It'll last for about a year, maybe 2. It has all of that big lime flavor that you're looking for. And it's perfect for the home bartender because you literally batch it once every 3 months. And I do drinks 3 nights a week, and it takes me about 3 months to get through 1.75 liters of this. It's spectacular. So it's just a little extra work. I have the recipe coming up, so it's just a little extra work. It's just a little prep beforehand, and then you don't have to, when you're about to make a daiquiri, be like, oh shoot, the lime's gone bad, it's all brown and it tastes bad. You don't have to do that anymore. You have your pseudo juice ready to go. All of the drinks that are going out here are all pseudo juiced. So if you're tasting the lime in those, that's all pseudo juice. That's all stuff that I have made pre-hand. It tastes as big as a lime, and it has all those big flavors of the lime. So here is my, there's Kyle trying to figure out how that way, there we go, woo. So this is lime pseudo juice. So you can bump this up as much as you want, but it's 30 grams of lime peels and 30 grams of sugar, 24 grams of citric acid, and 12 grams of malic acid, all stuff that you can buy from the great Amazon online. You put that into a jar. I like to put it into a vacuum seal bag because it just goes a little faster. Put a gram of salt, because salt is bartender butter, so salt your lime as well. Squeeze that out and get all of that juice out. And then all of the boys and I disagree on how much water you put in there. If you go to like Steve, do you guys know Steve the bartender? Fabulous online bartender. He's a really great guy, but he says 500 grams. I think Steve is a liar. I think he's an absolute liar and a charlatan and a thief. Other than everything else, I think he's great. But this, I say go 600 grams. The lime juice comes out really limey, and in order to go 1 for 1, so you don't have to start switching up all your recipes, 500 or 600 grams is the way to go. There's online calculators. If you just look up Steve the bartender, I love Steve, other than this whole garbage down here. I love Steve, what he's doing. Just go in, tell him how many limes you have peeled, how much weight your peel is, and it'll tell you exactly how much sugar, citric, malic, and salt that you can put in there. But this is a basic one, and this will last most people. So this will make 600 grams of this, which is gonna come out to about 750 milliliters. So, that's good for a home bar. That's what you're looking for. About 2 years. So let me tell you, I have never had my lime juice, my pseudo juice go bad. I've never had it go bad. I use it, so I've had it run out, obviously, but I've never ever had it go bad. So for me, it's like a lobster. You know, lobsters are supposed to be immortal because as long as they can keep shedding, they can go. You guys don't have to go into lobster science. But as long as for as long as I have been doing this, I've been doing it for about 2 years, I have never had a batch of pseudo juice go bad. It is spectacular. It takes just a little bit of extra work, but the same amount of work as it is to go to the grocery store 3 times a week to buy enough limes to keep them stable. You go out, you go to the Costco, you buy 1 big bag, peel those off, and get this whole thing going. All right, there we go. Clear is forever. I love homemade falernum. Anybody tried homemade falernum? It's spectacular. What's the problem with homemade falernum? Goes bad. How much falernum can you possibly make? You have that big brown bottle. It's got all the clove, and it has the almonds, and it has the lime peel. It has all that stuff in it. The problem with it is I can't possibly drink through enough falernum to make any of that stuff work. Well, there's a great brand called John D. Taylor, and they make this stuff. Anybody know this stuff? Yeah, velvet falernum. Notice anything different about the velvet falernum than all the stuff we make at home? It's nice and clear. It's nice and clear. How the heck did they do this? Well, we in the bartending industry have a wonderful thing. It sounds scary. Everybody gets real nervous about it. It's called milk washing. Milk washing. It's adding milk into your drink. It's actually adding your drink into milk, having all of that, all of the milk curdle, When it curdles, because it has positive ions, negative ions, it starts to bring out everything bad that will go bad in your drink. So all the off flavors, all of the excess free radicals, all the polyphenols and the tannins, all that stuff, it starts to pull it out. So when you clarify this stuff, you're pulling out everything that will go bad. They say when Oscar Wilde died, he had 500 bottles of clarified milk punch. He made this punch and he clarified it so it would sit and last forever. So we made some. We've been making it on the show. This right here is my Velvet Falernum. So it's just a clarified version. I have never ever had a milk punch go bad either. I don't know what the exact specs on it are, but again, completely shelf stable. So once you make it, if you make it in big enough batches, the first drink that you had was my Falernum. So that was the corn and oil. That was my big Falernum. You can, of course, start to adjust how that goes, but the recipe for, did I put a recipe up here? No clarification? No, it goes right to Kyle. Okay. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. The milk clarification is going to be 25% of your drink should be citrus, right? That's how much you're going to need to make this milk clarification go. So if you have to up the citrus a little bit in your Falernum, etc., up it. Normally 25% is pretty good. That's a basic cocktail. 25% of a daiquiri is citrus. If you do 2-1-1, it's 25% is citrus. Then it's going to be 1/4 of your the weight of whatever you're making should be milk. So you're going to put the milk in a bowl. You're going to pour the drink into the milk. Always the acid into the base. It goes A into B, acid into the base. Milk is basic. When you pour that in, it'll curdle. You'll get all these very gross, it's disgusting. It makes me want to gag every time I see it, but it's very important. It curdles up. Do not stop there. Do not drink that mix under any circumstance. If you learn 2 things from me, do not quit your lucrative bar job to open up a home bar online, and do not drink that mix. It is gross. All you do then is you take a filter. I use paper towels. Just pour it through. It's going to start by making a layer of the curds. Because the curds are negatively charged, they're going to start pulling out other curds. So when you start pouring through, you're going to get sort of a cloudy mixture. Take that cloudy bit and pour it through the mixture again. Don't change your filter. That's the biggest part of clarification. Everyone says, I can't get it clear. It's still so milky. Don't change the filter. It might take 6 hours to just drip, drip, drip through. Do it overnight. Let it sit there overnight. It's already becoming shelf stable, so don't worry about it. Drip it through, and you will have something very much like this. I don't know if I'm going to hand out liquor at the end of this thing, but if you guys want to find me outside, I'm happy to taste you guys on this. There is some booze in there. I don't know what the rules are, so I don't. Come up and taste the other stuff, and then we'll find a way to get it to you. Cool. And here's, of course, Kyle doing exactly the right thing. Let's hear it for Kyle, everybody. Yes. He is pouring the acid into the milk. Now, I do think Kyle drank that afterwards. He didn't listen to my other stuff. So there we go. Okay, finding forever substitutions. Of course, we would love to always have wonderful syrups that we make, but there are so many great liqueurs. The Giffard boys are doing great stuff. The Liquid Alchemists are doing great stuff. Those guys are from LA. I love them. Finding ways to switch out those syrups. I know that it's not exactly the same thing, but we're home bartenders, right? We got to find stuff that isn't going to go away. There are lots and lots of great substitutions for all of the stuff. If you're making a strawberry syrup, Giffard makes an amazing strawberry liqueur that will never go bad. Yes, it is. It's a little different. It's going to add a little booze to your drink. It's to throw off your balance. But as soon as you know how to balance out a drink by learning those first 7 cocktails, you can start to adjust. I need a little acid in here, maybe a little bit extra salt, maybe a little extra booze. But you will find it. Finding your forever substitutions. All these things, liqueurs. Amari If you're looking for a replacement for things like cinnamon syrup, I never have cinnamon syrup. I never make cinnamon syrup, and I go through Jeff Berry's book, a third of the drinks have cinnamon syrup in there. There are so many great Amari that will replace that cinnamon syrup. A little bit of sugar and a little bit of Amari is things like Fernet Branca, Ramazzotti. Am I saying that right, Mama? Ramazzotti. I always call it razzmatazz, and that's not the correct way to say it. Ramazzotti. There's just so many great big liqueurs that you can find, and they will never, they better not, be getting a phone call from me if they go bad. Brandies, there's lots of different fruit brandies. You want to pair something, find some Poire William. It's a great way to replace it. Cremes, all that stuff. So finding ways to shelf stabilize. We are only at 11. We're going to have to go quick. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's Kyle. Yeah, hi, Kyle. Yeah, there he is. It's showing up. Fernet Branca serves well in my. Okay. Bars have a menu for a reason. You can't make everything. Don't try to make everything. Find the thing that you like and make a menu. Make a menu. This is what we have. You can change the menu, put it on a Google Doc. You can't make everything. Don't try. It will be very disappointing for you when you can't do it. Even bars, you can't. There are like 5 bespoke bars with no menus that are great. And 3 of them have shut down in the last 2 years. The Varnish just closed, and the Varnish was one of the greatest bars. No menu. You walked in, you talked to the bartender, he would make you something. That's great. Shut down. So if you don't want to shut down your bar, Sasha Petrowski was a mentor of mine. You can't do everything all the time, so don't even try. There's all my menus. Thank you, Kyle, for finding all those. Food pairing is drink pairing. Food pairing is drink pairing. So when you start to make your drinks, don't start just looking in cocktail books. This is one of the greatest guides I have ever had for making anything. This is called the flavor matrix. Basically, inside of the flavor matrix, they will give you a flavor. This is caramel. And then from caramel, it'll tell you everything it pairs with. This isn't just chefs that sat around doing this. This was a guy named James, oh gosh. I've only ever read it. Brisconi, we're going to call him. Jamie B, we'll call him. Jamie B worked with the Watson Project. He took all of these great flavors, put it into the Watson, and Watson came through and found this stuff. Anybody ever had horseradish with blueberry? They're saying that that's the greatest pairing of all time. Not because we would have ever thought of that, but this is computer generated. It's spectacular. Find a way to get your food pairing the same as your drink pairing. Here's Kyle trying to make a piece of corn and an orange kiss. So that's not exactly what we're talking about. Okay, the paradox of choice. We all find it, the paradox of choice. My goodness, we have literally at our fingertips so many drinks, so many drinks. The paradox of choice is working against us. Find what you like. I love a Hemingway daiquiri. I love it. It's my favorite drink of all time. Thank you. The paradox. So that's going to go on there. But if I then just decide, hey, I love how this cocktail is built, I can just switch something out. I'm no longer worried about having too many options. There are too many options in the world. So as you're making your drink, find what you love and what you know. Find those 7 cocktails and get that going. So here's Kyle being very contemplative. Yeah, he was nervous about that. Batch. Anybody take Captain Dave's seminar? Yes, batching. Batching is huge for this stuff. Now, Captain Dave was talking about doing big punches. I'm not talking about doing big punches. I'm talking about doing freezer door cocktails. Freezer door cocktails are spectacular. I have a Manhattan waiting for me at any moment. So something without juice, something big and boozy. You take it, alcohol has a much lower freezing temperature than water. So you take that, you throw that into your freezer, let the water inside of that make the whole thing cold. But having a home bar is tough because as soon as the party starts going, I jump behind the bar and I never see the rest of the party. So having something like freezer door cocktails. Now, of course, there aren't a lot of freezer door cocktails ready to go for tea. Oh, there's Kyle. I don't know what you're doing. Okay. This is the short sleeve suit. This is a great tiki version of a freezer door cocktail. There is no water in, or there's no There's no lime juice in there to go bad. There's nothing that will freeze up and make it mushy. You make this right here. We did it in parts, so you can make this as a single as well. And then I put bitters to taste. Bitters inside freezer door cocktails are dangerous. Bitters, the bitter flavor can start to penetrate the rest of the cocktail. Excuse me, that was disgusting. And the bitters was making me gag. Bitters should be put in at the very last second, no matter what you're doing. Add the bitters at the last second, give it a stir, and you are ready to go. But make sure that you guys are doing this part. Everybody always forgets this part. Since you aren't going to be shaking this one, this is supposed to be as quick and dirty as you can. Make sure you're putting in the water with it. That way, all you got to do is pull it out. It's freezing. You put it into a nice cold glass. You, my friend, are the owner of a freezer door cocktail. Okay, sign your drinks. Sign your drinks. Don Beach, one of the patron saint of this whole thing. Don Beach had a signature. Of course, he signed checks with it. He didn't sign checks with this other stuff. It was called Herb Stura. It was part Herb Sant and part Angostura. If you find a drink that has Herb Stura in it, 95% of the time, you are going to find out that that's a Don Beach cocktail, right? Find something you love. I love maraschino liqueur. I love it. I love it. I try and throw in maraschino liqueur into whatever I can get it into, because then when you taste it, you say, that's a Cush drink. Anybody go to the Boo Hens thing? Karuba. If you ever go to Tiki Tea, they float Karuba on, yeah, exactly. They float Karuba on the top of everything. It tastes like Tiki Tea. Find something that you love like that. Most of these things can be switched in very quickly. They sign their drinks. Using a unique mix, a certain brand can give your bar its own flavor and feel. There's Kyle with a pen signing the drink. That's, of course, not what I meant, Kyle. Swapping without upside-down pineapples. That was a silly little joke. Of course, thank you, Bob. Of course, when we're in a pinch, it's important to start swapping stuff out. Like I don't have this, I gotta swap it out. Don't wait until there's a pinch, right? Find an ingredient that you love, find a liqueur that you love, and swap it in and out of your drinks. That's the quickest way to make new cocktails. If you're following along with the build of a cocktail, taking anything, finding something that has about the same sweetness, switch it in. And then run to your computer, get on Kindred Cocktails, and name it. Name it. And then that'll be yours. And when somebody looks it up, has this been made? It has been made. And it was made by this person. That's the way to go. Kyle is...
A moose.
A moose? I don't get that. Okay. So bars certainly have a look. We drink with our eyes first. These are the aesthetics of drinking. This is just something you can do to make your drinks look nicer as they go out. Reusable and zero waste garnish. The first cocktail that came out, we made the falernum. We had all of the dry falernum ingredients, all the almonds and all that stuff. I put that into a dehydrator, dehydrated it, put it into a spice blender, blended that up, and now I have falernum spice. That will last forever. It'll sit there forever. Dehydrating anything will help you out a ton. As anybody that watches the show knows, I don't like garnishes. I did not grow up in the tiki tradition. I started as a bartender in the mustache up, suspenders. I was one of those. I was a fighting bartender. I was not a lovey-dovey bartender like most of the tiki guys are. So we don't do garnish. We let the drinks talk for themselves. But things like swizzles, things like getting those umbrellas, finding something like that. That is the way to go for a home bartender. If you are slicing a lime to put on your drink, you have lost the plot at a home bar. No, you're just going to throw it away. You're just basically, garnish more or less is just the bartender saying, throw this away for me. So nobody likes garnish. That's probably not true. Unless you need it. I've also been called the Pol Pot of mints. I have a way of killing whole mint generation, so I don't keep mints around. And there's Kyle showing some of my forever garnishes. That's a cinnamon stick. Yes, it's burnt. You know what? tastes exactly the same. Just throw it back in there burnt. It's nice and good. This is some dried pineapple back here, a little umbrella. For home bars, guys, don't do fresh ingredients. Just don't do it. Anything that's been left over. I took all the strawberries that we made into the strawberry syrup, put them in the dehydrator, blended them up, and now we have strawberry powder that we can put on stuff. All of that stuff can go great. Powders look amazing on top of tiki drinks. So finding ways to keep that going for forever. This is my favorite subject of all time. Ice. I am an ice geek. Ice is so important. Ice is going to be 20%. Water is going to be 20% of any cocktail you make, and people think about it as an absolute afterthought. It isn't. The reason they're even called spirits, we basically kill them, right? We kill them, we distill them, kill them, we add that water back in, and it comes back to life. Now it's the spirit come back. It's what lived in there. So ice is huge. People will say, you gotta have this, you gotta have this ice. Switch out ices as much as you can. If you have a great drink, a Manhattan on Sonic Pebble Ice is spectacular. I love it so much, and it changes the whole way that the drink looks. Somebody will say, what is this? I don't even recognize what this is. They drink it, they're like, this is so familiar, but I'm in a weird little dream world. I don't know where I'm at. Finding different ways to make ice. Shaking with large cubes is always going to help you out. There's a lot of people that will say shake with smaller cubes. Highly disagree. But knowing what type of ice is the first battle. Oh, flavored ice is another huge one. So if you have leftover pineapple juice that's going to go bad, throw that into an ice mold, freeze that up, and use that as your ice. It's going to freeze everything down, so throw that in there with it. It's going to melt down, having all that there. What I really want to get into, though, here's Kyle hurting himself, I'm sure. Clear ice. This is where I have gone down my nerdiest path so far. So how much time do we have? All right, we got 10 minutes to get through a lot. Okay. Clear ice is so freaking cool. Does anybody know how to make clear ice? Yeah, cool. So a lot of people, if you don't know how to make clear ice, they'll say, oh, if you just boil it beforehand, you're going to get all the impurities out. Absolutely not, right? What is it? It's called unidirectional freezing, right? So the reason that if you go out into Minnesota and you walk out on one of those lakes and the first 2 feet of ice is completely clear is because all that ice froze downward. It froze all in one little column, and so there's no little air bubbles that are getting trapped. The reason that all of that ice in your freezer looks so cloudy, the outside is clear, right? Is because that started freezing first, and it could all freeze the same direction, and then it started meeting each other. It started meeting each other, and it lost its mind, and then it starts going this way, and you start getting crazy bubbles. You start getting all that stuff. Cloudy ice looks bad. It just looks bad in a cocktail. It doesn't look professional in a cocktail. If you go into a bar and they give you those half moons, you're going to be disappointed. You'll say, I can make this at home. Clear ice is so important, and I have many methods. I have bottom-up methods where I have a whole fish tank filter that's flapping on the top of this thing. I've cut off the bottom of one of these Coleman coolers. I get this huge block of ice, then I got to cut it. I ignore my wife for days because I'm out there doing that, and she hates it. This is the simplest way. This is so simple. So these are you can just buy these right on Amazon, and then I just took a metal straw and I cut these 5 little holes into each of them. So what that's doing is it's starting with the top. We put it into the Coleman cooler with the lid off. So all of the cold water is hitting these guys first. Right? So all of the parts that are freezing weird are going to go right through these little holes. So you're going to get this beautiful 12 pieces of clear ice. If you find bigger ones, that's great too. Then this little guy right here is a lot of fun. So I just cut all the bottom little pieces of this guy right here. Throw this on the bottom. Throw these guys on top. Fill it to just a little over the top of what this is, because everything's going to start to press up. So fill it to just a little bit over there. I put this in my freezer for one day. I have 12 beautiful cubes. And then on the bottom here, I have all these really ugly white cubes that are disgusting and I hate them. But I use these then to shake a cocktail. Exactly, right? So this is how you use the rest of it. So you aren't wasting the water. You're going to shake your cocktail anyway. The larger the smaller the surface area, the less melting you're going to get, the more control you have over your cocktail. So a larger cube has less surface area than a bunch of little cubes. So a large cube shake is going to give you way more control. So I use the top ones for. I use the top one. Yeah, this is all you need. I use the top ones for displaying the ice or for the drink, and then I use the bottom ones for shaking it. I throw just a little tiny fan into the thing. It's not necessary. It just means that I can get my stuff done in 18 hours instead of 24 hours. It's kind of a waste of time, but I don't, I'm not doing anything with my time anyway. Here's Kyle showing you how it works. This was not a great batch, but this right here, these beautiful cubes right here, those are just, it's so simple to make clear ice. And if you make clear ice and you serve your guests something in clear ice, they're going to think that you went out and bought the clear ice. This is so very simple. If you want, you can follow me on YouTube, and we will get more into other types of making ice. But I decided for the 25th anniversary to do 25 of these stupid things. Okay, all right, we're still going. Okay, layers are interesting. If you're using the milk washing, you're going to have protein in that. If you shake that, it's going to be like adding you put egg white into a cocktail. You're going to get a nice layer on top. If you're using pineapple juice, give that a bigger shake than you normally would. You'll get a lovely layer on top. The layers of a cocktail are so great. And one thing that you can do for every single cocktail, give it a float. Give it a float of something. Find something that looks a little different. The specific gravities of all of the liquors are going to have different floating points. Find ways to float different things. Foams is another great way. If you have a cream whipper, a little foam on top is going to make it. It's just a small thing that you can do to have two different layers of your cocktail, as opposed to just putting it into a glass and serving it out. It'll change a lot of stuff. Okay. Oh, there's Kyle wearing layers. So he's got a vest and so I guess Kyle was trying to be interesting that day. Okay, here's the science. So bars are not magic. We are not magicians. We didn't create this stuff. We just know about it, right? So this is some of the science behind it. A suggestion that I have for everybody, carbonate everything once, right? If you have a soda stream at home, make your cocktail and carbonate it. Carbonic acid is such an interesting ingredient. When you buy a thing of carbon, it's a liquid. When the liquid mixes in with the water, then it's the carbonic acid reacts with it, and it gives you those great bubbles. It's not just the bubbles, though, that are the flavor. It's the actual carbonic acid that is changing the flavor. The carbonic acid in a lot of drinks is the bitter element. If you ever have Coca-Cola and you let it go flat, you taste it and you're like, this is so sweet now. And it's not just the bubbles. It's the actual acid in there. So finding ways to carbonate and carbonic acid has interesting flavor and texture. You can carbonate just about everything, especially if you're using the pseudo juice, because that's mostly water. Water will take on stuff, as opposed to like carbonating a pina colada. Very difficult to carbonate coconut cream. You use coconut water, you use the pseudo juice, and you use some rum. Carbonate that up. It'll bring out a whole new big flavor there. Sorry, I'm speeding through this. I did not realize. Oh, there's Kyle doing something stupid. Okay, frozen drinks. Frozen drinks are a big part of all of this. Frozen drinks have been made wrong for so long. My favorite drink possibly on planet Earth comes from a teeny tiny little restaurant called Islands Burgers. Everybody know Islands Burgers? Yeah. Their margarita, in my opinion, is the best margarita on earth. I'm telling you right now, that is where my taste buds live. They are not adding ice into their margarita mix. That is the big difference that other bars are doing, that home bartenders. They say, you want a frozen drink, add a lot of ice into it, blend that baby up. You're adding so much water to your drink. Your frozen drinks end up tasting like they're super watered down. There is water in almost every ingredient that you're throwing into this stuff. Use that water to freeze. So the best way to do it, take a Ziploc bag, fill up your Ziploc bag with the cocktail you want to make. Put that in the freezer, nice and flat. Add a little bit of, this is a big thing that I think the 1980s ruined for us, vermouth. A little vermouth. Vermouth freezes fairly well. So if you put a little bit of vermouth to lengthen the cocktail a little bit, freeze that out, you'll get a nice frosty cocktail. Throw that frosty cocktail that's been frozen with all the ingredients into the blender, blend that up. No water. No water. That's always the problem with all of these frozen drinks. They're adding the ice. Yeah, there we go. Absolutely. Excelsior. So don't, no one likes a watered down mess. Use the water already in the drink. Lime juice freezes. Pineapple juice freezes. Take that stuff, make the drink, put it flat into a freezer. Let that freeze for not that long. And then take that water that's frozen in there, blend that up, use the actual ingredients. As much as you want, Amy Nordstrom. So usually, if I'm going to make, I'm gonna substitute about a quarter of the amount of booze that I'm going to be putting in. So if you're making a frozen margarita, dry vermouth and dry vermouth and tequila have so many of the same flavor profile. You can switch it out almost 1 for 1 in a lot of these drinks. You want a less boozy thing. So I usually do about a quarter of that vermouth. Let that sit and freeze, and then blend that up. No more ice in frozen drinks. Let the freezing of the water do all of the work. And there's Kyle being cold. Yeah, there we go. Infusions. The drink that you guys had, the second one, is a big one. That was called the Miso Diver. The Miso Diver. I know there's been a lot of pearl divers around here. I infused that with brown butter, and I infused it with miso. Finding a way to, instead of having ingredients on hand, but instead putting those ingredients into a bottle of booze. So it's a technique called fat washing. I basically went into the kitchen on Friday, burnt some butter, threw some miso in there, put it into the rum, then I put it into the freezer. All of those fat molecules, which are also negatively charged, pulled out a lot of the off flavors in the rum. It also infuses a lot of that big fat into the rum. But all kinds of great ways to infuse exist. There's thyme. If you just put some mint into a bottle of rum, let it sit there for a little bit, it will pull out those flavors. There's pressure. If you want to just get in there and muddle, or you want to blend that up, that's a great way to infuse. Or if you have a cream whipper, you do some nitrous oxide infusions, hit it with 2 nitrous charges. It'll take all of that flavor, throw right in there, pull it right out, and there we go. So finding ways to make your cocktails, your cocktail ingredients already in the booze is a great way to keep your ingredients around a little bit more. Oh my gosh, we are out of time. Okay, 1 second. We got one more. Oh, there's Kyle trying to infuse a shoe, apparently. I don't know what that's all about. And then flair, finding a way, finding something fun to do with flair. I don't know if anybody's ever watched Instagram Reels, but I have a reel from a company I used to work for that went pretty viral. This is just something that I do at my house. So this is just sugar that lives inside of here. This is Angostura Bitters. Angostura Bitters is 44.7% ABV, so it will light on fire. So why don't we do that real quick? Yeah. An incredibly simple way to go. So the outside of this orange is full of orange oils. That is a flammable substance. We are going to put this here. Hopefully, I'm not going to do it right here. Oh gosh, hi everybody. Yeah, everybody's watching at home. I forgot about that. So let me just get this ready.
Thanks, producer.
Yes, so this is just an orange peel, just a little flare. You guys can find your own stuff, but if you just light a couple toothpicks, you can do it with the lighter, but I don't love the taste of butane in my cocktails, so I keep it out. If we just circle this for a little bit, we will get a really nice flame going. There it goes. Yeah, it smells really nice. And then we're going to take this guy and we're just going to squeeze it in. I'm doing it right in the light. Anyway, trust me, it just lit on fire. Anyway, trust me, it did. You guys saw it, right? Everybody at home. Finding little itty bitty things to do for your flare. Taking an orange peel and squeezing it over a little bit of a fire. As you're serving your drink out, what did I do? Don't light the town and country on fire. It does smell good, right? So fire is a great one. Liquid nitrogen. You go to an air gas store. You get a big container of liquid nitrogen. You take that stuff. You pour a little bit on your bar. You take a little bit and you throw it behind your bar. It explodes in a huge thing of smoking a cocktail. Also incredibly cool to do. It doesn't really change the flavor. I know people say, it changes the flavor. It doesn't really change the flavor that much. Adds a little bit of smokiness to it, but it really looks cool. It looks like something you have put some time into. Here is Kyle trying to light an orange on fire, and that is not how that works. This is our bonus tip. Buy the right size of stuff. This is a huge one. So vermouth is wine. Vermouth is fortified wine. Vermouth just means wormwood. Vermouth. It comes from the German. Vermouth, it's just wine. If you let it sit around, it's going to go bad, even in your refrigerator. Buy 375s. Every time. You, as a home bartender, you'll never go through that much stuff. Liquor, always at 175 if they offer it. It's always cheaper, 175. Do not buy the liter sizes. Liter sizes are always more expensive, ounce per ounce. So if you can buy the 175s, that's a great way to do it. Syrups, always the small one, and instead just make them at home. It's so simple to make them at home and go right there. Here's Kyle showing you how that works. So that is what we got. Do we have any questions at all? I think I might have gone over time. Yes? Where's Kyle? Kyle was unable to make the trip this week. Kyle had to sit at home. Apparently it's orange growing season. Did my thing go off? Oh. Apparently it's orange growing season, so Kyle could not be here. We're going to try and get him at the one in Arizona. We'll be back in Arizona, but I appreciate the question. Yes?
You mentioned overproof.
Yes. Overproof is usually going to be anything over like 120 proof. So, did I go? Something over 120 proof. So 60% ABV is going to be a really good spot for you to start getting that in. There's a lot of vodkas that'll do 100 proof. That'll work because it won't change the flavor, but you might need to add a touch more. So anything over 120 ABV. Yes?
Forgive me, but can you freeze citrus acid like lime juice?
Absolutely.
Melt it and use it in your cocktail?
100% you can do that. You can absolutely. The question was, can you freeze citrus juice and then use it in your cocktails? Absolutely. And if you can freeze it, if you can do your freezer at a really high temperature or a really low temperature, freeze it quick, it'll actually keep a lot of that fresh flavor in there. When you're making the pseudo juice, you can then use the limes because you're not using the limes. Use those the limes that you cut first anyway, because you'll have fresh lime juice from there. So yes.
What was the recipe for the carbonated coconut water and rum?
Recipe. So pineapple juice. If you can clarify it, or just like let it sit for a little bit, let all the stuff fall to the bottom. Just make in the same proportions that you would a normal pina colada. But do that. Some pseudo juice. Some coconut water and some rum. Put that in there with a little bit of a simple syrup and a little bit of salt, and then hit that onto a soda machine, and it'll carbonate the whole thing. And this is all on YouTube, so you guys can.
If you want to.
Yeah.
Just freeze it as you want.
What was the flower garnish with the last one?
That was whatever flowers were left over from all the other ones. That's what happens when you're on Sunday. So you might have gotten an orchid, you might have gotten a peony. To be very honest, they said we're almost out of flower garnishes, so we're going to give you all the rest. So, yeah.
When you clarify your falernum, are you including the sugar or are you
Absolutely.
syrup after?
Everything. I get my recipe for my falernum from these guys called the Cocktail Dudes. They do a great job, but I bump everything up by about 10% because I'm clarifying. We're going to take out some of those flavors, so I bump all the ingredients up by 10% except for the water. Add that in, and then you're going to pour that that whole thing into the milk. You should get, if you're doing it correctly, you should get between 80 to 85% yield from your original thing, not counting the milk. So if you're doing it and you're like, well, I added all this milk to it, the milk doesn't count. The milk curdles out. So 80 to 85% of the yield should be there. But yes, with the sugar and the booze and everything, put that right in there. Cool? Oh.
Sorry, do you strain it through a nut milk bag?
Coffee filter. I do mine through a coffee filter.
Before the clarification.
No.
You dump all the
Oh,
nuts and the clothes.
no. Sorry. Yeah. We get all that stuff out. Yes, I get all that stuff out of it first. So I do it through the thing called a chinois. It's just like a big, get all the big parts out of it, and then the clarification will get all the rest out.
I'm clarifying my own ice. Can I shake and serve on the same ice?
Yeah, I think a lot of people will roll their eyes at that, but I think absolutely a dirty dump is the best kind of dump. It's already got all the flavor on the ice. Yeah. Listen, pouring over new ice is something that bars can do because they can afford all that big ice. What are we doing? Shake it with clear ice, pour it over the ice. Absolutely, sir. I think you understood the assignment today.
Does it matter what kind of milk? Whole milk, 2%, 1%?
My very good friend Dougie G just did an amazing drink the other night where he did it with coconut milk. So anything like coconut cream, he did it with coconut cream. Anything that will curdle when you put lime into it can do it. Now it was a little bit more difficult. It took a little bit more time to filter, but you can do it with literally anything that is. I've seen almond milk, where they'll do it with almond milk. That had to be used as a centrifuge. We might do a whole centrifuge seminar coming up, but you can clarify with anything that's calling itself a milk for the most part. Yeah, you're very welcome. I prefer whole milk. That's the easiest, but that's a good way to do it. Quick.
Any tips for preventing crystallization in 2 to 1s?
Shake it. Just give it a little attention every couple days and give it a shake. That would be, and honestly, for a lot of it, because I go through it fast enough, I don't put it in the refrigerator, and that sometimes helps it there too. So, but just give it a big shake. There isn't a ton to do for that. It's gonna turn into rock candy. That's why if you want to do 3 to 1 simple syrups, that thing could last for decades. You might be able to pass that down to your kids, but it will of course start to crystallize a lot more. So if you just give it a shake every couple days, just pay attention to it. Like a Riddler at a champagne place. Somebody just goes by. Yes.
Any special tips for a shot?
Yes, 2 parts sugar, 1 part Trader Joe's, the non-flavored, non-sugared almond milk. Put those 2 things together. Give that a stir over heat until it melts. Put in 1 teaspoon of almond extract, and then 2 dashes of orange flower water and 1 dash of rose water. It's a spectacular. There are way more difficult ways to do it, but that's in my opinion the best way that I am going to convince myself to make orgeat more than once a year. My buddy Tim over here does a whole thing where he roasts all the almonds, and it's a slightly better orgeat for sure. It takes about 12 times the amount of time. It's great, but if I had to roast my almonds every time, I just don't make orgeat drinks where the orgeat machine is broken. So sorry guys. Yeah. Cool guys. Oh, Bon.
Shawnee P said he uses powdered milk to do a clarification sometimes. And the protein.
That's a great way to do it. Yeah, powdered milk. I just want to say while we're here, I want to say a big thanks. First of all, to the sponsor, Diamond Reserve. Yes. A huge cheers to my supporters. This is an expensive trip for us, so these guys all help. This is Melanie and Doug Green, Bon and Craig, Kim and Tim, Amy Beer, and all of my patrons and all the cushies that watch the show all the time. And my biggest thanks is to my wife. This is Motu Jen. She produces my show. The show would have absolutely stopped working years ago if she wasn't there. This is the love of my life and the person that keeps the show going. And of course, everybody's favorite, Kyle. Everybody freaking loves Kyle. If you guys are interested at all, home bars are the future. Big bars are tough to keep open. Home bars will stay open for as long as you are drinking. So keep doing that. If you guys want, we have the greatest community of people online of all time. If you guys want, we do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. It really is just us sitting around talking about cocktails. If you are drinking alone, you come on to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Nobody drinks alone at Dr. Cush's. You can drink from your house, and we are just an online community of people that love drinks and love this community, and we meet up here, and it's my favorite time of the year, so join the community there, and thank you guys so much for coming to this thing that went over by 15 minutes. I knew I would. Thank you guys. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Oh, yeah. No, that's a good idea. Thank you, sir. Hi.
Come in really late and we
Oh.
get drinks. Is it possible?
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see if I have some back here. Hold on for just a second, and I'll see if I can find it. Yeah. Buddy, thank you so much. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, Violet, so nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi.
I'm his sister.
Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. We are old friends. Yeah. For sure. So nice to meet you. Yeah. Please get in touch with me. We're in touch all over the place. Let's hang out. So that's just the silicone cubes with just silicone cubes. It's so simple. Oh wow. And literally, it gives me the best ice of all time, and it's so easy. I literally pull this out and I pop them out, and I have these beautiful big cubes. Okay. It's the easiest way to do ice where you're not cutting. It's not dangerous. It's great.
I've seen those videos on we do it in New York and we have to do these huge ice blocks.
Yeah. This is the same idea. That's crazy. Directional freezing. Okay. And just put it in there without the top on. Okay. The rest of the Coleman cooler is going to stop the freezing from going on down here. It's only going to freeze from here. It's going to freeze straight down, and then you'll have these beautiful cubes that just look so cool. Yeah. What was your name?
Miguel.
Nice to meet you, Miguel. Cush.
My wife and I came in late. We missed the drinks.
Oh gosh, let me see if I can find some. Yeah. Let me see if I can find some.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
The Ice Geek.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Ice Geek. Yeah, Ice Geek
Ice
is.
House back in college.
That is my. It's
300-pound cakes.
It's my fatal flaw. Trying to get that perfect piece of ice.
My wife and I have never had a refrigerator with an ice maker in it.
Yeah, because you're making. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right. That's the way to go.
Or I'll go buy it out. It's
Yeah.
better than anything.
Yeah, go to Penny Pound and all that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. My friend, thank you so much.
Thank you very
Really a pleasure. Thank you so much
Sorry
for
about
coming
the
in.
ham.
Oh, you're mine too. Hi, how are
So
you?
You're a huge inspiration to me because my son is working as a bar back at Stormwater.
Oh, cool.
And I just love Kyle.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle is you.
Kyle is not me.
Okay.
No. If you watch the show,
Okay.
Kyle and I are on screen together all the time.
Okay.
No. Kyle is his own guy. He's a handsome fella.
I love that even more because my son is a bar back.
I lall that.
And there's no backup to the bar back.
I started as a bar back. I won. I won the 2017 bar back games. I was a real bar back. Bar backing. Only if you ever meet a great bartender, they were a bar back at some point because they know how it is to be behind the bar, and at this point it's a trade. So you learn how to do that. You can travel the world doing this kind of stuff.
Thank you for saying that so much. So I took all your pictures
Good.
of your event.
Thank
and
you.
I sent it to my son.
Perfect.
Because he's aspiring.
Yes.
And he's a role model.
I
and
love that.
you are
Have him
amazing.
come on to Dr. Good. Yes, say hi. Tell me. Yeah.
Yes, I would just love
Please.
that so much.
Absolutely. 100%.
Thank you
Oh my
so
gosh.
much.
Thank you so much. And good luck to your son. He's doing all the right stuff.
Thank you.
Start as a bar back. Learn the basics
Yes,
first and
I
then
agree.
get to it.
I
Yeah.
agree. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. I appreciate you.
Very good.
I
Very
appreciate you.
entertaining.
Thank you so much.
I like your shoes.
Oh, Bon Bon made these. Yeah, Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Hi.
Yeah, very good.
I appreciate you, sir.
really good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. We'll see you around.
All right, sounds good.
Ooh, thank you.
Hi, I'm be right back. I'll be right back.
Hi. Oh, hey.
Hi.
I'm looking for 4 glasses.
Yeah.
Are they clean? Are those clean?
No.
I don't think those are clean.
No, these are clean.
Yeah, I didn't know the She was hoping to get. She said they came late and she wanted the drinks that were in them. Is that a thing, or are they? I feel like.
Let me see. I had some people come late to my class, didn't get the first drink. Is there a way I can pour these out for them and give them?
Yeah, I mean, where is it?
Oh, great.
Go ahead and get it.
I'll walk with you. Yeah. No, these were all clean and ready to go.
Yeah,
Right here. Was that the corn syrup?
Yeah, the corn syrup.
Okay. And then
Thank you, guys.
we have this glassware left over. Do you want to come back for it? Do you want us to rinse it?
Yeah. We're definitely gonna come back for it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If it
those
doesn't
reds for
go
you.
Thank you,
somewhere
sir.
else, then we'll take it
Yeah,
back.
we've
And-
already given our volunteers.
Yeah, great. Obviously, take as many as you guys want.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to poke through your, but yeah, here's just that. I didn't wait. Okay, perfect. Kush, you're gonna bring these out?
Yeah, I'm bringing them out right now.
Oh, I can do it.
Oh, I'm on my way.
Well, we were gonna try to get a.
Oh, we can bring those to you.
Yeah, Scott.
Yes.
You come here. Or, sorry.
I've just made a huge mess. Can I grab a towel? Thank you.
We
sir.
got it. Just leave it.
You sure?
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
My falernum stuff is. Oh, great.
Yes, I do.
Thank you, my friend. I'm coming. I'll be right back. Don't drop them.
Well, I'm not a waitress. Okay.
Here.
I thought it was that one.
It's not.
Okay. They're all spilled.
It's fine.
Hey, Rachel.
Oh.
We're still live. Yeah.
Oh, we're still live? Oh. Okay.
Okay, everybody, hi. Okay, when I say tiki, right? Tiki.
Ah!
This is delicious. Thank you for sneezing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Try the clarified.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not done drinking yet, so I'm gonna have to wait.
Well, let's take it outside
Yes,
here in a sec.
Okay. Ready? Ready? Okay.
Did you guys get them? Okay, good. Great, thank you.
She's we're thinking of doing a group photo.
Great.
Here, while this is
Love that. Thank you. Oh, hi. Hi, sweet pea. You've been barking at me all week, and now we're friends, huh? Yeah, thank you. Oh, bye. Bye. So nice to meet you.
Stop. Yes. Okay.